What up, guys? This is Casey is Raw again, and this is Video Game Hunting, episode 31, part 2. Had a very late start. I'm getting to the point I'm like the Game Chasers, leaving super late in the evening to go game hunting. Because it's, yesterday, usually on Fridays, if I hadn't hit any of the vintage stocks I didn't do on Wednesday or Thursday, I would hit them up on Friday. But Friday, I was so freaking tired when I got out of work. It was not even funny, dude. I was pooped. Took me like over 10 minutes just to get out of my car when I got home. Just to crawl out of the car. And then, was in the tub forever. And then ate, and then pretty much went right to bed. And slept until like 2-ish. And what's funny, when I got out, up at around 2-ish, put on monetize this, and it was at the point where it was like under a minute where the monetize this belt was on the line. And sad that Jake DeMarco was close to win it, but Joe retains the title. Jake DeMarco needs to win the belt again. He needs that right now after all the stuff he was going through. But goodness gracious, this guy had one of those long skateboards. But got out. What sucks is that I had to take my mom to the hospital today. She had a nasty accident like 2-3 weeks ago. Oh, maybe even longer than that, but she has this giant bruise on her back. And her in-home nurse told her to go to the ER. So I took her over there. So I wanted to be in town, but I gave her a call, say, hey, I'm going to be in town. So I'll be mobile. It'd be easier for me if you'd be out. But actually, it wouldn't be that bad if I was home and go get her. But, so I pretty much finally got to the game store like 26 minutes ago, give or take. And I was just going to really just look at the Famicom games. Didn't expect to buy a bunch of them, just especially if I didn't know. If they're cheap enough, maybe, if I was like, but I really don't have room for all of them right now. So I only bought a few of them. It was cool, like one of them was Choplifter. And, but when I came in, I saw something immediately. I was like, oh my god, I hope it's under $100. But, they have the Sega Genesis version and the Super Nintendo in the back. And, when I get to stop, I'll show off what I picked up. Was pretty freaking awesome. It's in the box. The box is in great shape too. I don't want to show it off right now while I'm actually driving, but I already pretty much spent the money that I pretty much have for the budget. Right now it's just to look around, just get out for a few. And that's what was cool. I was on eBay. I finally found the game I was trying to find. It was a different pack-in. I knew it wasn't American, and I didn't even believe I put PAL, but I think I was putting a 4-pack because I thought there was a 4-pack game, but no, it was a 3-pack. What it has Super Mario, Tetris, and World Cup. And this is a European version. And, or what we call them as nerds or gamers is PAL. Like, American video games, in Japanese, it's called NTCS or something like that. Where PAL has different hertz, plays on like 50 hertz, while NTCS or like that, wherever it's called, play on 60 hertz. So when you're playing the European version, it runs faster but it won't play. I don't think it would play the normal NES. I'm pretty sure that if you have a top loader, the top loader doesn't have a lockout chip, because when the top loader came out, the Super Nintendo just came out, and they're like, well, we can still produce the NES, so we'll have this new version of the NES for people. I mean, they did that for the Super Nintendo. They did that for several systems. I know they did it for the Wii when the Wii U was out. They had the red Wii that was stripped down to nothing. And I'm not talking about it looked like a Wii just colored red. This Wii is red and has a top lid. And this thing was just stripped out of everything. Doesn't play GameCube. Doesn't have no Wi-Fi capabilities. So no downloading no games for that. No Netflix capabilities for that either. But, even though I hear Netflix is coming off the Wii, or it's off the Wii now, something like that. Like, if you're watching Netflix still on your Wii, I'm like, wow. I mean, the Wii's not bad. The system's not bad. It's amazing how well it did for it. I mean, GameCube was more powerful than the PS2, even though the PlayStation 2 plays bigger discs than the GameCube. And the PlayStation 2 had DVD movies. It can play DVDs. Well, unless you had the Panasonic Cube, you were not able to play DVDs on your GameCube. But, you moved on to the Wii. They say the Wii is like 2 GameCubes duct taped together. And then, the Wii U is not too much more powerful than the Wii. So, I mean, and then the same thing with the Switch. The Switch is not that much more powerful than the Wii. I think they said there's some chips or something that's in the Switch is also in the GameCube. So, think about that. Oh, or what? No, maybe it's the Switch in the... No, it's the GameCube in the Wii U. I think that's what it was. Because they said you're able to play GameCube's games on your Wii U. They just didn't put the emulators or wherever in the Wii U. So you couldn't. You were able to, but they didn't have the the software in it to do it. I believe, but I love talking about Nintendo stuff like that. But like, I finally got Kev. Kev has been on the fence, and he's like, I'm thinking about getting the Switch. It's like, dude, get the Switch. It's freaking awesome. I'm glad he didn't get the Switch Lite, because yeah, you save $100, but you're also, sacrificing a lot. I mean, the normal Switch, you can take the Joy-Cons off and use those as separate controllers. You can dock the Switch to the TV. Well, the Switch Lite is just a bad version. The only good thing is they take $100 off, but honestly, they should have took half the price off. It should have been, you want the Switch, it's $300, but if you want a Switch Lite, it's $150, because you don't have as, there's a ton of things they took out of it. So that's how I feel. They might do that in the future. And now you're hearing rumors of the Switch Pro. And I guarantee you they're not going to call it the Switch Pro. I'm thinking my best bet that if it's not a new gen Switch, if it's like a 0.5 version, I'm going to call it the new Nintendo Switch. Kind of like how you have the new 3DS and the new 2DS, where it had more capabilities than the normal 3DS. That's why I bet would call it the new Nintendo Switch, or obviously the Super Switch. But I would save that for the next version of the Switch. Like how they are going to call the Nintendo 64 Ultra 64. They are going from Nintendo to Super Nintendo, and they are going to call it the Ultra Nintendo 64. That chick has a butt on her, bro. I love a nice butt. And she did that on intentional, wearing that freaking tight pants. That's like having a girl put a very tight shirt on when she has giant tits. Like, that's intentional, where it's like super tight. I'm like, you don't want people just to look at you, see you as that way. Shouldn't you be dressed that way? Good God. This guy's front part of his car got crippled. It's like the right front part of his car is missing. It's like no hood in front of it. But that's Oklahoma for you. Like, my late wife, she was shocked to see some people like driving without a hood on there. I was like, well, in Oklahoma, there's no inspections no more. There was when I first got my license, but like 5 years later, they took the inspection out. And you could drive around with a, on a chassis. All you really need is a seatbelt holding on to somewhere, lights, your license plate, and I think that be it. You could probably be driving with no steering wheel. You could be driving like with a vice grip if you want to in this state. Like with a vice grip. But I'll show you this stuff when I get back. I'm at the first vintage stock. I want to hit this one. Then I want to hit another one. Oh, and I had to stop and drop something off. So, but I'm going to pause this and I'll be right back. Just got out of vintage stock. Didn't have much, anything there new. But I saw some of those awesome to see. They were selling Pogs. You know how they had those little containers back in the day? They had Pogs. They had Pogs. And then they had giant tube of Pogs. The small thing of Pogs was like $5, and I think maybe the giant tube was 10, 15. Let me show you off what I got first. For $4 for the Famicom. It looks like some weird looking Taito golf game. Says playable without reading, and it looked weird. Derby Stallion says thoroughbred simulating game. There was a Super Famicom version I have of this, so that's why I picked that one up. This is some kind of it's Road Fighter for $6. And the coolest one out of the Famicom that I picked up for $6, Choplifter. Great game. And then, this is what's awesome. In the box. X-Band. For $80. This thing is badass, bro. This is like, what year did this come out? This is what it says. X-Band video game modem is easy to install and use. Just plug it into your Sega Genesis, a standard phone line, and you're ready to play. Leave it plugged in. Flip the pass-through switch to play games when you're not on X-Band network. It's simple. Your $7.95 monthly network subscription gives you 32 play credits per month. You can play the same game against the same opponent as many times as you want for just one X-Band play credit. And then they don't say that it says dial into your X-Band network. Take on opponents from all over your city, your state, or the whole country with the X-Band video game modem. The X-Band network. You can play your favorite multiplayer Genesis games in real time against real opponents across your phone line. Select challenge mode. X-Band will match you with other gamers at your skill level, and you can choose your own character codename and then send a taunt to let the competition know how tough you are. and X-Band will give you more than just great gameplay. Use Xmail to send, like email, but Xmail to send electronic messages. Check your stats to see how you're ranked in different games. Get the hottest game tips, entertainment news from online newspaper, bandwidth, and X-Band news. I know, like I said, there's this version for the Sega Genesis, and there's the one for Super Nintendo. So, couldn't find a year on this right now. Hold on, let's try that again. Yeah, I don't see a year, like a copyright year. Because I want to see which one came out first, this or the Sega Channel. I'm going to assume this came out first and then the Sega Channel. Because I believe the Sega Channel came out like very late into the Genesis lifetime. Because I believe I was playing Sega Channel like well in the years where it was the Sega Saturn. Because I loved getting up late. Like you wait right at midnight, you would have at the beginning of the new month, you would have a bunch of new stuff to play. And there's a bunch of games that I got to play for the first time on the Sega Channel. Like Comic Zone was the biggest one. And also, one of my favorite games I got to play is Theme Park. And I know it's weird, but I loved that game back in the day. And what's wild, if you get like a game at like a demo of a game, like let's say Mortal Kombat, you're not gonna get all the characters. They'll cut like 2-3 of the characters out. Same thing with Primal Rage, and I think I played Primal Rage first time on the Sega Genesis. Oh, I mean on the Sega Channel. Goodness gracious, I hate when I'm behind these stupid security people. Signal88.com. Roving Patrol. God, couldn't you go in? Dude, I'm below 5 miles an hour. Below. I can... What an asshole. If he knows that I'm behind him, he should at least pull around. What kind of asshole? Oh my god, this dude's like dressed up in his pajamas going into town. And not only that, wearing flip-flops. Going Books A Million. See, I can understand wearing that shit when you're going to, like, the gas station. On the run to the gas station. Okay. I'm not changing. When you're going into the city, dealing with more of the public, I dress up a little bit. I mean, this is what I consider dressed up, you know? I don't look like a fucking person that just doesn't care what he looks like. But so I thought that was pretty badass, getting that X-Band. So yeah, they said they had the Super Nintendo one. Well, I could afford to buy it, but also don't want to spend that much already. Oh, shoot. You know what? Actually, I should go this way. This guy totally cock blocking me. Fucking pricks. Fucking assholes. Go this way so I can. Oh, fuck. I should have stayed in that one to my right. It's okay. It's okay. Let me get a drink. But, yeah, I'm gonna hit one more vintage stock. Maybe a flea market. But I don't want to be out too long. It's almost already 6 anyways. And it's already getting, it looks like a storm coming in. I had an awesome time this morning. When I woke up about 4, again, it was Garguts told me he was going to go to his Discord in a little bit. So I was like, okay, alright. As I told him, I was like, I'll join you in a little while, maybe. And then, a bunch of the people who was on Monetize This, like Famous B, went to Gargut's Discord, and I guess Gargut's channel. I gotta be an asshole and cut across these people. Oops. I wasn't trying to be an asshole. Oh no! Oh no! Traffic. Thank you, dude. I was gonna look to the left lane. It's like, why is no one going here? But they seem like you can't go in the left lane either. It's about to merge down to one lane. Motherfucker. But Famous B was there. Garguts, of course. Travis. Gwynfall. Luis Hernando was there, but at least he was on Discord. I didn't hear him the whole time at all. He might have been asleep. I can't shit on the guy for that because I fell asleep on 2 people's channels. First one was Joe, and I thought that's hilarious. I fall asleep on Joe's show, and they made fun of me on that. It was hilarious. And then I did it again on Gargut's Discord and channel, I guess. I try not to do it when I'm going to bed because it happens. I fall asleep when I do that, especially when I'm like dialing it down. But I want to listen and maybe pipe in every once in a while. But I'm thinking about go ahead and stopping the video because it's gonna be a little bit before I get to the next vintage stock, and flea market. If I find something, I'll do like a mini game hunting. I know tomorrow. But actually, I do need to tell you guys I did get a few things in today as well. What's awesome is what's cool. Got what's called Samari. And you're probably, what the hell is that? For the Famicom, by the way. It's called Samari. It's Mario playing as pretty much as Sonic in Sonic's world. So, and I was pretty sure I picked that up in a different version. Not the Famicom, but it's okay because I have a Famicom. And plus I got the Retron 5, so I can... Well, I'm pretty sure the Retron 5 ain't gonna play that. I'm sure I'm only gonna be able to play it on the Famicom. But, that was cool to get in. It was awesome because I got these games from AliExpress and they finally came in. And I didn't expect... I knew the next package was getting close, but I didn't expect Samari showing up. This early. I can't wait for my Neo Geo AES game that has 161 Neo Geo games on there. Can't wait for that to come in. But what cool came in today too. I got some reproduction games of either games that never came out or just a very expensive but never released in America. One of them was the Pringles games. And yes, you play, I don't know, it's something related by the Pringles. And then the next one was Desert Bus. And I think that game never really came out either. And then I picked up, if you had this game for real, it would have been super expensive. It's Tetris for the Sega Genesis, or actually for the Sega Mega Drive. But I know it came out in Japan, and maybe it came out in Europe, but sure hell didn't came out in America. But if you got the Japanese one, like the cover I picked up, I choose the one that would look like the real thing. But you definitely wouldn't think it's real, the one I got, because the cases, all three cases, look extremely cheap. I mean, it's okay. They don't have to look the greatest. I'm not gonna turn around and it's like, hey, I'm gonna sell these games and get some crazy ass price for them. I'm not that kind of douchebag to do that. But actually, I got these 3 games extremely cheap on AliExpress. And they not only came with the game, it came with the cases too, so it was awesome. So, get dry mouthing though I had a Pepsi. I don't even know what I want to get for, I was gonna say lunch, but it's dinner time. I mean, I do have some pizza left. Oh gosh, do I get pizza? No, I mean, do I eat the pizza? Or get something on the road? Like something either, I'm not in the mood to get McDonald's. I might pick something up like a Quick Trip. We'll see. I don't know just yet. And I'm getting close to the next vintage stock anyway, so I'll just pause it, and if I don't see anything, I'll end the video. But I thought that was pretty cool to get that stuff in the day. So I have a bunch of Super Famicom games that I showed off early on I believe on the episode 31, part 1 episode. So tomorrow should be a fun time showing these new pickups. I would have had a real big video if I didn't did it in the middle of the week. But I already had so much stuff to show off that came in that I wanted to show off. Oh, I remember I was talking about one point. I was talking about get this. I already said that only in Europe that had this pack-in game, had Super Mario 1, Tetris, and World Cup. I knew it was something, like, I wasn't crazy. I was like, I seen this artwork. Plus, I'm like, I was pretty sure it was European. And I couldn't find it for a little bit. And then I finally came across it on eBay. And I think the reason why I couldn't find it nowhere is because I said 4-pack. And there's no such thing as a 4-pack. There's a 3-pack. But because I thought maybe it was Duck Hunt on there as well. But no, it had those 3 games on there. Had different version of artwork, like late 80s, early 90s kind of look. But found one in Europe that guy wanted, like, or no, I think it was Australia. They wanted so much for Australian dollars, and I offered 100 equals down to like $70 in American. Then luckily I came across looking on it on the I don't know, maybe it was price charting. I just wanted to get more information on it. And it said it was going like for like 20-something bucks. I'm like, oh God, I hope this guy doesn't accept the offer. And he didn't. I'm like, oh, thank God. They counter offered, and I immediately declined. And I finally found another guy selling it. I paid for half of that. And then I found a box for it, a fake version of a box on it, because I like having my NES games in their boxes. And so that was pretty cool to pick up. And there's very little information about this pack-in game. Like, even on YouTube, but there's barely any little information on it. I mean, I would love to study up on this thing. Like, I guess it was a European and an Australia release. It wasn't even a Japan release either. I don't even think Japan had like the multi-packs like that. Like have Super Mario, Duck Hunt, and World Track Meet like we got. Or Super Mario and Duck Hunt. I know when I get in here, I'm gonna take a drink. I'm getting parched. Yeah, if I don't see anything here, I'm thinking I'm done for the night. I'm getting tired. Fuck that. I'm not gonna park right there. Park here. So I'm gonna pause it, and I'll be back. Alright, got the second finished stock of the day, and strike number 2, but I got a freaking home run on freaking the game store. I might go to the toy mall tomorrow. I'm not in the mood to do it today, but I will go try the flea market because it's not that too far from here. I just gotta go 3 roads this way, and then I can take the highway home. Highway to the danger zone. Actually, I'm by the theater that not only it was the last theater I went to since the whole pandemic pretty much ramped up, and the last movie I seen there was the Impractical Jokers movie, and it was a real good movie too. Oh my god, dude, I should think and watch that again. I actually came across Tubi or something like that, and it was actually really cool. It has a bunch of good movies and TV shows for free. The only kickback is they have ads. I'm okay with that. To watch ads if they're not too long. If I'm paying for it, I don't want ads. But that's why I upgraded my Hulu to like the one without ads. And I might do the same thing with Peacock. Maybe, we'll see. I mean, I'm only really watching Peacock because of the WWE Network. But I am not very happy with the WWE Network moving to Peacock. I mean, the network was pretty cool as it was. I can understand they made a buttload of money. They were making consistent money every month from subscribers. But instead of making they were making like $17 million each month for the network. It was easier for them to just do a 5-year deal with Peacock and get $1 billion. And have the rights and everything. So, I don't blame them, but I wished Peacock had the same capabilities as the network. I wish all the stuff that was on the WWE Network immediately went to Peacock. Then I wouldn't complain. But you have to watch it live with the pay-per-views. If not, you're just screwed until the show's over and you have to wait. Like, I wanted to watch NXT TakeOver. I still got both TakeOver. I had the first night TakeOver on my DVR. But it's whatever. I might have to stop the recording pretty soon because I think when it hits an hour, That's all YouTube allows me to upload a video. So I would like to try it. I might pause it in a minute. I think that soda actually just helped me pep up a little bit because not only I was parched, I was kind of like right down to. Oh, nice. I'm going by the. Didn't think about this, but it makes sense where I'm at. This old water park I used to go to. What's funny at this water park we used to go to, it was a big time thing to go to this water park. There's a bunch of funny stories about this. There's one ride called the Silver Bullet. And it looks like they modified the Silver Bullet. It used to come straight down and go. It's not like that no more. And especially one of them, 2, 3 of them don't even look the same at all. They really changed the Silver Bullet, but it was crazy. I remember when I was young going to this, there was a legend or a myth about the Silver Bullet. Is that there was one time someone was riding the Silver Bullet and they had their arms staked out and they lost their arms. And as a child, I believed that, Good God. So that was one of the funnier things. And obviously it scared the piss out of me to the point that I never ride it. And by the time I figured out it was just a myth, a lie, a story, I was already too old. That hadn't been there well over 20, 25 years. Maybe 20 years, give or take. So, oof. But, give or take around there. But, the funnier thing, I kind of believe this because I know people likes to piss and shit in pools. So there's this giant wave pool that everyone gets into. And my brother told me that one time he was sitting in there and suddenly he sees a turd floating by him. I was like, oh, nice. Actually I need to turn this way. But I thought it was funny that he told me about that. Like, oh no, there's a turd that floated in the water in the wave pool. I'm glad I went this way because I got here a lot faster than I thought I would have. Because I was thinking maybe take the highway, drive down this one road, take the highway, come back up. Then it's like, hold on, I'm actually not too far from it anyways, going side roads. But I'm going to walk in, see if I find anything. If I don't, I'm going to stop it here. So, I'm going to pause it. Well, I just got out the flea market, and I totally slipped my mind how late it's getting. But the owner of the place let me come in real quick. I just said I just want to look at games. What was cool that I totally forgot they had this, but he had some TI-9 games, and I don't think I had this one. It's TI Extended Basic. And then he had some of these Atari looking controllers. 2 of them for $1 each. So I was like, why not? So I was happy about that. If this one's closed, I'm pretty sure this one down the road is closed. God, I'm gonna have to go pee pee in a little bit. I'm guaranteed they are closed. Well, this place over here would have some good stuff every once in a while. I mean, this one place down the road, I actually picked up the WWE spinner belt for $20. It wasn't a real title, but it was still cool to find it. But I just realized I remember one last thing I want to talk about. I told Kev this. What's funny is that this is how gullible I could be if my brother told me, my older brother. Back in the den, this is right after Owen Hart died. And they had the Attitude came out for the N64, and I'm pretty sure it was out on the PlayStation. But I know it came on the N64. So, I had at one point the Game Shark, where the thing was horrible for your N64. It crashes all the time, and it does bad things to your N64. But, so I believed in a few things, like how it changes your cage to a Hell in a Cell. I gotta stop and piss. But I'm gonna stop it right after this quick story. But what's funny, I believe my brother told me in this WWF Attitude game, this is so embarrassing, but if you did something, it would bring up, if you go into the crowd and try to pull out a weapon, at one point you could pull out, God, this is so embarrassing, Owen Hart's dead body as a weapon. And my brother still ribs on me about that to this day. It's like, hey, why don't you use Owen Hart's dead body as a weapon, Casey? I'm like, you're an asshole. And at this time I was 17, so I was young and dumb, and I actually believed my brother. So I'm gonna run into this quick trip, piss, get a few things to eat and stuff, and I'm going home. So you guys have a good night. Bye.